are you trying to do?
I'm trying to enter in his name.
You're trying to do what?
Oh, he's sideways. The one to be shot.
The one like that?
Yep.
That doesn't look like it's in the thing.
It's not. So once he becomes available, he's gonna pop up here. I'm gonna get a stand for this. So,
Wow, we don't have a stand for this? I thought we had one. Where's the stand?
this is the stand in the box. I'm gonna try to find a better one. So.
Why can't we have it the other way? Tyler, come here. Tyler, come here. Just hold it like this. Let's go. Just keep your arm out of the shot. Let's go.
Yep. Tilt down.
Here, just move it a little bit. Like that. Move your hand, move your hand. You gotta hold it from behind. Just like that.
People can hear you.
Hmm?
People can hear you right now.
Hey, hey, hey!
They're gonna tell me once he's ready, then we'll type in his name and he'll join the call.
Hello, hello! If somebody wants a request, do I have to press view?
If someone wants a request, you have to type in manually for them to join.
But why can't they just join themselves?
So that's how Instagram works.
Let me call Theo.
Yep. It said he just went live. Alright.
So Theo, what are we doing here? He has, except Snoop hasn't come yet. All right. So I'm gonna get something from Snoop. So waiting on Snoop, right?
Waiting for his request, yes. Or if he pops up in the viewers, you can manually request it.
All right, we got it. Hold on. Hold on. Where is it?
It says connecting, so he should be here.
Oh, you gotta hold it steady.
Yep.
Mike, what up, though?
What's up, baby?
What's happening with you?
I see you got your Brooklyn Dodger hat on. Brooklyn
I
Dodger,
told you,
I got my LA Dodger hat.
Hey, from Brooklyn to LA, baby.
I'm so happy to be speaking to you. I love you. I've been a fan of yours from way back.
I remember you came out and blessed us. We had an annual Michael Jackson block party, and you did your thing over butterflies. So I just want you to know, is this? Just let the people know this is all love. Brooklyn, L.A.,
You
West
already know.
Coast,
Yes,
East
sir.
Coast.
Yes, sir. You can't spell the West without the ES. And you know, Spike, I love you since the day I first laid eyes on you doing your thing on that big screen. The way you brought that cinematography, the way you told stories, the way you gave us hope, the way you made us learn about HBCUs, the way you taught us about blackness and how to fight the power and how to stand up. We appreciate you. You are a staple to this hip hop shit. You better know it.
Well, I know, but when you say it, it just takes that shit to another level.
That's what it is, though, baby. And the beauty of it all is that we still able to make material that matters, like the Five Bloods. That's why I really reached out to you. So by saying that, by making that movie, you touched a lot of nerves, you touched a lot of spirit, and you told the story of a Vietnam vet from a black man's eyes, and it ain't never been told from our perspective.
Yeah, well, and thank you for that. And can we talk about your father, who is a Vietnam vet?
Yes.
Please?
Yes, please. He's a Vietnam vet from Mississippi. He went in 68, came out in 69, got shot 2 or 3 times, a Purple Heart. He showed
So
me
your
a whole
father
lot.
has a Purple Heart?
Yeah, he got shot a couple of times over there. You know, you had to, you know, it was you was on the main line out there if you was a black man. Just like you broadcast in your movie how you showed how the blacks was up front. That's how it was.
They sent our black asses to the front line.
Right, to go test everything out, make sure there ain't no landmines, make sure everything is cool. So my father was one of those, you know, leaders that was in front of everybody. So he definitely was.
He was on the point, right?
Exactly. So what he said, he want to meet you one day. So I love for you and him to meet so y'all can.
He's in Atlanta, right?
Yes, sir.
That's no problem.
Yes, sir.
No problem. And then, like, I want to welcome everyone who's joining. I think this is historic right here.
It is
historic. And ladies and gentlemen, my brother Snoop reached out. His people reached out to my people, and he let me know how much he loved this. And here we are. We started talking and said, yo, let's have a conversation that the world can drop in on.
Yeah, because everybody's loving this movie right now. Everybody is feeling this movie, but they don't have no platform to express it because it's not in the box office. It's on Netflix. So at the same time, everybody loving it. We want to talk about it. We want to put the attention on it to let people know this is a great historical movie. You need to go see it. You need to go watch. You need to spread the word. And if you are a Vietnam vet and you're a Vietnam vet of color, you're going to really appreciate this.
Thank you. Thank you. And another thing is that, my brother, everybody makes plans. The original plan was for me to be the first black president of the Cannes Film Festival.
Wow.
And the very first ever. And the Five Bloods is going to debut. It's the world premiere. The Five Bloods is going to be in the festival out of competition. The world changed. And Snoop, you know what I'm talking about, because you're a great artist. Sometimes we do shit we don't even know where it fucking came from.
Right.
Because that's not us. We put Snoop, you know what I'm talking about.
Right.
Where we put ourselves morally and spiritually in a place that we can accept the gifts.
Yes, sir.
That comes into us, and we be writing shit and doing shit like, you're like, damn, where the fuck did that come from?
It's the spirit of God using you.
Yeah, but you know it too. But the thing about it is that if you're living foul and doing some fucked up shit, you ain't gonna be blessed like that.
Nah.
You ain't gonna get that blessing.
Nah.
So many films, Snoop, have happened with this film. Like, I never knew. I even heard of motherfucking Corona. I mean, I did not, maybe some scientists knew, but I did not know about that 19, that Corona, that this film will come out at the same time that people are marching all over the world screaming Black Lives Matter. Snoop, I've been doing a lot of press for the film.
Yes, sir.
And a lot of people like saying, like Spike, that Black Lives Matter scene at the end of the movie, you saw it was happening and the film was locked and it was done and you ran out there and did that shit again. No. That was the first motherfucking scene we shot.
Now.
The film was done before the end of the year.
And the movie was supposed to come out later with the film festival.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, in May.
Right.
Snoop, on my mother's grave, that Black Lives Matter scene was the first thing we shot.
That's the spirit. That's just like you just said. The spirit gonna kill all of that. You know what I'm saying? You can't match hate with hate. You gotta match hate with love. That wasn't nothing but a love gesture when you shot that first.
Rated Raheem, love and hate.
Come on, man.
And here's the thing, though. Snoop, let's break it down for our brothers and sisters. We've been here. Our ancestors were brought here. Town, Virginia. And we've been catching holy hell from Kansas City in the morning to Kansas City at night. And I'm speaking for myself, Snoop. Anytime that I've been in a jam and like, what the fuck is going on? What I'm gonna do? Well, you know what got me through? I think about my ancestors. Cause no matter what I'm going through, that ain't shit compared to what our ancestors through.
You know what that means? You know what that means? That means that we are the grandchildren of the slaves they couldn't kill.
Come on now.
That? How about that?
I love it.
Yeah. That's why you have to keep pushing, because you enlighten so many of us, and I do the same thing. I enlighten so many others.
You do the same thing.
I can't stop and I won't stop.
You couldn't stop them if you wanted to.
Thank you.
I want people to know that
they
this
can't
is the
stop
first
the
time.
They can't stop the bum rush.
I want people to know that even though Snoop and I are close, this is the first time we really had an elongated, conversation. So this can't be the last.
No, it's brotherhood. It's all this is brotherhood, and we wanted to share with the whole world.
Yeah.
To let the world see how two brothers talk to each other, how we love each other, how we praise each other, and how we get each other's back, and how we there. And we don't never have to question that.
We look, and I speak with all honesty. I'm not trying to say like whatever, but Snoop, you know this, my man. Our whole shit is love. That's
all it's ever been.
Our humanity.
That's it.
All I mean, everybody. We have this. That's not to say nobody else has it. Don't come after me like that. But Snoop, I'm 63. I was 10 years old during the Vietnam War. So the stuff in the movie, Vietnam was the first war that was televised into American homes.
My grandmother seen my father get carried out on a stretcher before they sent the news home and he got shot. They seen it on the news.
Your grandmother saw it on the news?
They saw it on the news. They said, that's Burnell on that stretcher right there. My daddy had got shot before they even sent the word back. They seen him on the news.
Woo!
This is real. That's why I say your movie is so real, Spike. And a lot of those vets, they lost mentally.
Oh, there are people. Here's I want to say something. If all you people saw that great performance, we'll jump in a little later. But those people saw that great performance by Delroy Lindo, and you saw the way.
That's who my father identified with.
There are people come back to the war that were worse than him.
My father identifies with him, Spike. That's the character that he identified with the most. And then I said, Pops, Pops, what about the lead character, the one, the Black Panther that played? He said, that was me. I had their lives in my hand. They follow my lead.
So, hold up. So your father was the Black Panther.
I'm just keeping it 1,000. And you know what the beauty is, Spike?
So your father was Stormin' Norman, huh?
No, watch this. One of his friends that got wounded with him found him on Facebook, and they reunited. And guess what? The man is white. And they best of friends.
Yeah.
That shows you how that war was trying to segregate us, but we came together.
Yeah. Snoop, let me ask you a question. What is your opinion of what's happening? Snoop, here's the question. The world according to Snoop Dogg, where are we right now? Break it down, baby, break it down.
We're in a world where we finally got a president to really speak the way America's been treating us for so many years. He's the actual voice of America that's been treating us like this for 400 years. And he woke up a lot of people. He woke up the good, the bad, and the ugly to where now we feel like we got to get his ass out of office. Everybody wants him off. Everybody wants him out of office.
Agent Orange got to go.
He got to be gone. Bye-bye. See you later. It's time for a new regime to show love and to spread love because America's crying out now. It's different when America cries back at you because that cry is loud. It's heard around the whole globe, and now it's in Paris. It's in London. It's in Japan. It's spreading because one thing about this black culture is contagious. And once you get next to it, you got to have it.
You know what? You got me high. I'm not even smoking.
That's on the house, baby. That's for me to you.
Oh, you know what? You must be smoking some very strong shit if you're in LA and I'm in Brooklyn and I'm getting high.
Yeah, that's that cyber smoke, baby.
And I don't even smoke.
I got you. So, Spike, I got a question. What makes you make the kind of movies that you make that touch that spirit? What drives you to make those kind of movies?
Snoop, my mother.
For real?
My dear mother. If you saw Crooklyn, Alfie Woodard played my mother, and Delroy Lindo played my father.
Is that the perfect depiction of them?
Yes. My father hated Hollywood movies. My mother loved movies. So since I was the eldest, I was my mother's movie date.
Wow.
So even though at a young age, I liked movies, but it wasn't until I got to college I thought about being a filmmaker.
Right.
And another thing I like to say, because right now, you mentioned historic black colleges. My father went to Morehouse.
Oh, so it's in your genes.
Yeah. When my father was a freshman, Dr. Martin Luther King was a senior.
Oh, wow. The same campus?
Yeah. Martin Luther King III and I are classmates. The class of 79.
That's bloodline right there.
The reason why Edwin Moses is in the film, besides being the world's greatest hurdler, he's a Morehouse man. He was a year ahead of me, class of 78.
I love how you did that, how you gave Crispus Attucks some.
Yeah.
Because I know about him through church. In church, they taught us about Crispus Attucks. I didn't learn about him in school. I learned about him in church. We should do plays based on black historians. Yeah. And you could pick who you wanted. And I picked Crispus Attucks once upon a time. So that was so dope that you did that.
It did not surprise me you would pick Crispus Attucks.
I like what he stood for. He was gangster.
And how old were you then?
I was like 9 years old.
You were bringing it 9 years. Now you were bringing it coming out the womb.
Come on, man. I had great teachers. I mean, my mother took me to 70s black exploitations movies. So I was with her to see all of the movies that were created in the beginning. So watching black filmmakers and watching the black superhero live and win at the end of the day. That's what made me want to win at the end of the day and want to live. Because before that, all black characters would die in movies. They would die first or they would never make it to the end.
Especially in a horror film.
They always die first. When you see a nigga in there, you know
if there's a horror film and there's one black guy,
he ain't gonna make it.
Dying first.
He ain't gonna make it.
But to finish my thing, my grandfather went to Morehouse.
Wow.
And then my mother went to Spelman, And my grandmother went to Spelman. So for those who don't know, these are two great historically black colleges that are across the street from each other in Atlanta, Georgia.
Went full of women and men that are intelligent that become the next future black whatever.
Yeah. So my grandmother, I said this, so people, if you heard this story before, I apologize. My grandma was an art teacher, and she taught in Macon, Georgia, home of Little Richard, and Atlanta, Georgia. And for 50 years, my grandmother never had one white student because of the Jim Crow laws.
What?
Segregation. And for 50 years, white students messed on a great, great art teacher. For 50 years, my grandmother, whose grandmother was a slave, saved her Social Security checks for her grandchildren's education.
Oh my God.
Since I was the firstborn, first grandchild.
You got it all. You got it all.
I first did. So my grandmother put me through Morehouse, put me through NYU Film School, and gave me the seed money for she's gonna have it, because she just, for 50 years, you put shit in a thing and the money grows.
Right.
So think about it. My grandmother's grandmother was
a slave.
A slave, but she graduated college.
Second generation.
So we all have, I'm not the only one. We all have history.
Shout out to the grandmothers. Shout out to the grandmother. There's nothing like a grandmother's hand. When the grandmama touch you,
give me that
grandmama
hug,
love you, it's nothing like a my grandma hug you. You smell that great perfume she got on. She got a table full of candy. Come on, man. Shout out to all the grandmothers out there. I miss my dear grandmother today. I love grandmothers, man.
And then you just made me think of something. The father-son relationship in the Five Bloods.
Oh my God.
Because we love our moms. But our mothers love us. We love our moms. But fathers and sons, that's some other shit.
It ain't even got to be right for it to get right. You know what I'm talking about? And that's the beauty of it all, because it's the black man dynamic of the son knowing what the father's going through and being there for the father, or either likewise the other way around. But most likely in this scenario, it's the son having the spirit of the father to know that I need to be there for my father. I need to get his back, and that's what it is, and I got it.
And if I like to add another thing, is that also sons, I include myself, we all want approval from our dads.
From our fathers.
Our fathers. That shit is basic.
When your daddy approves, that's it. That's the step you're looking for.
You always, moms is always gonna approve. You don't have to worry about that.
That's
now
easy.
Your daddy.
It takes a lot. It takes a lot to get dad on your side, because dad would
remember
so much.
Remember in what is it? Kings of Comedy. Cedric said he was talking about somebody's curls. They're like,
just a little bit.
That's a little bit. And sons, like,
yeah, it's just like that. A fine kernel relationship. I love that.
How's your relationship between, a personal question, how's your relationship between you and your father growing up?
Now, growing up, my mother had a husband, so my father wasn't there as much. So we would see each other from time to time, where it would be set up visits for me to go see him. But when I got 13 years old, my mother sent me to Mississippi to spend the summer with my father. And then when I was 14
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Was it hot?
It was hot in the summer, bitch, out there. Mosquitoes. I rode a horse for the first time, went fishing. I learned all kind of shit that I didn't know nothing about, because I was a city boy that went back to the country.
Where in Mississippi?
Magnolia, Mississippi.
Woo!
Deep in the South. You hear me?
Clan, right?
Yeah, you better know it. My father was doing landscaping work for some of the biggest, people in the city, and they all was white, rich, with big houses, and it looked like plantation houses. But his father was the landscaper that passed the business on to him when he passed away. And he was dealing with all of the big fishes in town. And his mother was the first generation slave that was released. So my grandmother was the first generation of slaves that was free.
We're hitting with history today, huh?
Yeah, we getting that real black history. That's why we built like we built, because our bloodline, it's not me, it's my grandfather who was a great, person that was able to get a job and be a landscaper that was doing all the yards in the 40s and the 50s, and white folks respected him and appreciated him. So when it got to my turn, it's a bloodline full of, we not gonna stop and we gonna get to the top.
We got no choice, right?
That's it.
Got no choice.
You really don't.
Let me talk, Snoop. I'm gonna be very honest with you. I did a film called Chirac, and those people in Chicago were killing me. And all the film was trying to do was to put light on, why are we killing each other?
Right.
Spike, you ain't from Chicago. You ain't killed nobody. You ain't no gangster. You ain't from the hood. I mean, I did out of love. This stuff where we're shooting each other, that shit gotta be squashed, man.
You know what somebody told me about black people? And I had to believe it, and it hurt my feelings, but it's a fact. We forgive everybody but ourselves. Do you know
Say it again, say it again, say it again.
As black people, we can forgive everybody but our own people. We need to start working on forgiving our own people and being better with ourselves, because as soon as somebody do something wrong to us that's not us, we quick to say, we accept his apology, it's okay. But when we do it, man, fuck that nigga, I ain't fucking with that nigga, he did this and did that. We got to lose that mentality. That's that lynch mentality that they put in us that we have to get rid of and learn how to think for ourselves and say, if I'm going to be forgiving and loving and caring and acceptance of all, I got to be like that with my people as well.
And did we not see that when Stormer Norman forgives Paul?
That's the key to the movie.
It was an accident. I forgive you.
That's the key to the movie. And he laughed and he smiled when he hugged him.
He said, you got me, but I forgive you.
And that love, I cried on that scene, Spice.
Me too, baby.
I cried on that scene.
And I cried while I was shooting it.
It hit me. I cried because he accepted the fact that it's an accident, brother. This what happens in war. Let that go. Take that burden off your back. Now breathe again. Now you can live.
And you know what? At that moment, he's a free man.
Yes.
Even though he gets killed the next
that
scene,
don't matter.
They make him dig his own ditch. He's free.
Anyway.
Stormer Norman has said, those demons, all that stuff, let it go. He hugged them, and all that stuff was out of here, like Terrence Florida.
Right. That was a beautiful. Hey, that was a beautiful.
He was free.
Scene.
He was a free man, free of all the demons and all this trauma that comes from war. He was free.
Right. That's a fact, because the effects of the war is mental more than physical. It's mental more than physical, because some of these men were 19, 20 years old. They had never killed nobody, and to go kill 50, 60, 70 people, and then to lose people that you're riding with, the day that you ride with them, you're losing close friends. You're watching the trauma going back home in America where white people still treating us wrong. They killed Martin Luther King. We over here fighting for something that's not ours. The Vietnamese is telling us it's not your war. It's a lot of dilemma that we had to deal with on that mental. That's why when I was born in 71. My daddy went through all this in 68, 69. So imagine what I was going to be when he went through that and I came through that.
And you know what that reminds me of? A new field that people really starting to study. Post-slavery stress syndrome.
That's a new one?
All this crazy shit we're doing is trauma from slavery. That's legit new studies.
I agree with you.
That we are still dealing with. You know, slavery ain't that long ago. When you look at shit on the world history, that's just like yesterday. We're still dealing with it.
Right, and then the effects of slavery was genetic. Like when you go into that mind, that becomes genetics, and then you start training that mind, and you putting that fear, and it's like it trained us. But you got a lot of minds that were strong back then. That's why I say we are the ones who they couldn't kill, the ones that we couldn't brainwash. It was some that was strong like us back then. We just got to push forward and let that be the objective and not be the subjective.
Let's talk about Rodney King. And here's the word. I'm not saying riots, uprising.
Uprising.
Can you talk about that? Because I'm watching CNN and people like acting like this shit's never happened before.
Oh,
I mean, this is a repeated history.
It was before us. It happened in Watts. It happened in Detroit before I was even born. But when it got to my era in '92, we had witnessed Rodney King get beat by several police officers, and then they got charged finally. Then when they go to court in a city called Simi Valley, which is 100% white, with all of their peers, and they get found not guilty. So naturally, the people rebel by saying, if they not guilty and they above the law, it's time for us to be above the law. So we protested for a different reason. It wasn't about Black Lives Matters. It was about us trying to be on the same level as the law, because we felt like the law was lawless. And if they do a crime on camera, they still not going to be convicted. So we was like, you know, we might as well do what they doing. And we had no understanding or direction. We just knew that we had the spirit of, we want to tear up some shit. And once we got together, it formulated the Bloods and the Crips and the Latinos and all of the street soldiers. I don't call them gang members. All of the street soldiers got together and unified and connected, and it created a peace treaty. It created conversation and dialogue from street soldiers that had been shooting each other for years. Now they could parlay and converse and have meetings and dialogue and become brothers. And from that, from '92 to now, look at the rap game. Look how many Bloods and Crips together and not killing each other based off of that movement.
And watching, you know, CNN and whatnot, LA looks beautiful. Black, white, brown. LA is represented
to the fullest, because we've been there, and their pain is our pain, and our pain is their pain. It's not about color. It's not about race. It's about the human race. It's about us in general feeling that sympathy, that compassion, that spirit that you got, that God gave all of us. When you see somebody wrong, you feel bad about it.
When you saw this footage that everybody's seen it again and again and again of our Black sisters and brothers just being, it looks like this shit's on a loop. What do you think, my brother Snoop?
My first impact is to fuck up some shit and kill something, and that's just me. I can't even lie. That's my first impact. But then the me in me has to stay calm and say, what can I do to help the situation, as opposed to put more fire on the situation. But my natural instinct is to want to get out and fuck up something, because I'm sick and tired, and I'm tired of being sick.
So where you see us going, my brother?
I see us going way further than we were going to go before, because we have everyone's attention now. Yeah. We have everybody awoke now, and it's a people problem now. It's not just a Black problem, it's a people problem. And you see police, you know, being reformed. You see people quitting. You see people showing their true colors. Races coming all out from different sizes. You know, people donating money. You're seeing the true people on for who they really are, and this is what we need. Take that sheet off. Take that curtain off. We need to know who you really are, because we can't take ours off. Our shit is with us forever. We can't take this shit off. But you can take your shit off and flip it and flop it. So we need to make sure that we talking to the real you.
Yeah. This thing is, for me, it's been just a great feeling seeing people all over the world who were just appalled by that, by seeing, in reality, a snuff film, the last 8+ minutes of our brother King Floyd. I mean, how do you look at that and not think of Eric Gardner or even Ray Raheem or just brother man jogging down a neighborhood, shot down like
I don't know if you've seen, but immediately when that happened, I went and found the footage from Radio Raheem getting choked out in that movie, Do the Right Thing. And I know it touched a lot of nerves, but it was just me showing people that if a man could depict this in a movie 20 years ago and this shit is still happening.
31 years ago.
Right. But I'm just speaking just, terms that they can understand. Over 20 years ago, and it's still happening. And it's happening now with the camera there. This is a movie camera that filmed it. We have a phone of witnesses watching this happen. We have audio of the people calling from the station saying, hey, man, what's going on over there? You have people trying to stop it and they wouldn't let them. So it's like, this is a modern day lynching. This is what they used to do to us in the slavery days. Make all of the people come and watch, take a picture, then put the picture on a stamp and make that the stamp on a postcard.
Yeah.
That's how they did us.
So Snoop, we gotta do what we can to mobilize our people. We gotta register to vote.
Voting is key. This is the thing. Let me say this. If we don't vote, Donald Trump is in office again. It's simple as that. Because his motherfucking peoples is they going. So we got to look at it like this. If we don't vote, he in. But if we do vote, his ass is out because we the majority and the majority rules. He can't rig the system this time like he did against Hillary Clinton. It can't get rigged this time. We got eyes on it now.
Yeah. You ever heard about this scenario people been talking about that if he loses, he's like, fuck it, I'm not leaving the White House.
He gonna be like that nigga, you gotta go evict. He don't want to get out, the landlord gotta go evict him.
But who's gonna be the landlord? The Secret Service?
Well, let me tell you this. He losing his grip right now. He got people that's high in the military speaking negative on him. And military don't speak negative on nobody. They don't speak. The generals don't have nothing to say about presidents in office because that's just rule and regulation. But when he done what he done, his book's coming out too. He got a book that just came out that somebody wrote. His niece writing a book. He got it's all kind of, his world is closing in. Then he gonna say yesterday, Colin Kaepernick should be given a job. You don't shut the fuck up. We don't want to hear that shit, motherfucker. You was not what Colin Kaepernick.
All the black players, NBA
sons of a bitches. Straight up. So we don't want, your apology is non-void when it comes to Colin Kaepernick and the NFL. Shut the fuck up and go watch golf or some shit because the NFL ain't for you. And the NFL finna get their shit right because they out of pocket for blackballing Colin Kaepernick. Them fucking owners need to get off their ass and start giving some fucking black people opportunity to be more coaches, general managers, before we shut y'all motherfucking asses down. Because I say to the players in the league, in the world right now, I would be like, fuck that. I ain't doing shit till you motherfuckers give us what we want. We want the same deal baseball get. Baseball get a fucking guaranteed contract. Well, our shit is not guaranteed. We need that same shit the baseball players get. Nobody even watch baseball
and the NBA
like that.
too.
The NFL, NBA need guaranteed contracts, point blank.
Yeah.
We need owners, we need general managers, and we need fucking coaches. If y'all don't want to let us play on y'all field, fuck y'all, we won't play. It's hurting their pockets more than it's hurting ours. People got to know and understand that it's not going to hurt us as much as it hurts them. They need it. That's why they're trying to make everybody go to fucking Orlando and go to one location and play so they can try to suck all the money up. But the players getting smart. Now they talking back. All the players like, I don't want to go. I don't want to go either. Now it's starting to be rebellion.
What do you think about this guy in the office, Agent Orange, is having a speech on June 9th in Tulsa, Oklahoma?
Then he said he created Juneteenth. He said he the motherfucker that created it. He get wilder and wilder. I mean, if he was a cartoon, he would be motherfucking Leave It to Beaver or motherfucking Beavis and Butthead. One of them.
Have you ever met him before?
Yeah, I met him. I did his roast. I roasted his ass on the Comedy Central show. I was on there talking bad about him. To his face.
What about Snoop for president?
Yeah, I mean, why not? Not why. I mean, I got the people behind me, and I'm a fair guy. I mean, I'm about everybody. I'm about the people.
I vote for you.
Let's go. Do the right thing.
Snoop, it's been an honor. We got to get together on the other side, AC, not after Christ, after Corona, after that
Yes,
19.
sir. Yes, sir.
I love you. I love you. Thank you for reaching out to me and telling me how much this film has meant to you, and also telling me that your father, who was a Vietnam vet, felt the same thing. I like to say this, though. Last thing, I can't end on this note, baby. Before the picture was locked, meaning before the editing was done, we had 4 screenings here in New York for Black and Puerto Rican Vietnam vets.
Mm.
And it was so moving. Guys were crying, laughing, ducking, jumping out of their chairs, the whole gamut of human emotion.
Wow.
Even sometimes these vets, especially the ones who had the most trauma, they had to get up out of the theater and compose themselves for several minutes. Then they came back. After each screen, each of the 4 screens, we had like an open session where everybody was talking about their own story, their own narrative in Vietnam.
Right.
And I just shut the fuck up and listened. And afterwards, they came to me and said, you know, I was at the door. It was time to go. We had to get out of the theater. So I stood by the door, the exit, and everyone gave me a hug.
Wow.
And everyone said, Spike, thank you for making this. You took
Spike,
a long fucking time, but thank you for making this.
Hey, Spike, I'm going to say this.
Let me just consider again real quick. That was the biggest compliment I can get, because I made this film for your father.
Right.
Who is and these other guys.
Right.
Who have not, for the most part, have not seen themselves on screen.
Right.
Taken from their viewpoint. And I'm not, we got Lord of the Apocalypse Now. You know, you see the homage and stuff like that. But in general, I made the film for Black and brown Vietnam vets. And for those guys, and for your father to say, thank you, that is all the motherfucking validation I need.
Well, get ready for the Oscar, because you got that coming too. Fuck that, I'm loud. Fuck that. Spike need a fucking Oscar. Quit bullshit, break bread or fake dead. He need an Oscar. This shit is amazing.
All right, man. Take care. Love you.
Love you too, Spike. I'll be back with you soon, baby.
All right. Be safe.
Go. Yes, sir. Love.
LA.
Hello, Brooklyn Zoo.
That was great. Woo! Me and Snoop putting it down.